Hello readers, as you can tell by this video, I'm hauling all of Colleen Hoover's book. I don't know if I'm hauling all of her books, but I think almost all. I might be missing 3-4 of them, or some of the ones that are self-published on Amazon, but most of the main ones will be in this haul, except for All Your Perfects and Ugly Love. Those are two novels by her that I have already read and that are somewhere in my shelves back home, as well as Too Late, which I believe is self-published, but now it's been traditionally published as well, so I don't have a copy of that one. But yeah, those are the 3 books by Colleen Hoover that I have already read in the very distant past. But now we're gonna go to this whole new stack that I have, and I will let you know which ones I am the most excited to read. So let's get right into it. First we have Regretting You by Colleen Hoover. I'm gonna stop saying Colleen Hoover because we all know that all of these books are by Colleen Hoover, but I believe this is about a mother-daughter duo, Morgan Grant, who doesn't want her 16-year-old daughter, Clara, to follow the same footprints as her, which is basically getting pregnant as a teenager. So then it says here, with warring personalities and conflicting goals, Morgan and Clara find it increasingly difficult to coexist. The only person who can bring peace to the household is Chris, Morgan's husband, and Clara's father, and the family anchor. But that peace is shattered when Chris is involved in a tragic and questionable accident. The heartbreaking and long-lasting consequences will reach far beyond just Morgan and Clara. Okay, I'm scared. I'm really scared. It seems like another gut-wrenching book. Then we have Maybe Someday and Maybe Not, which is a small little novella follow-up. And I remember, oh my god, when this book was released, I remember one of my closest friends from high school, she read it. It's basically about this girl that falls for this guy who is a musician, but he's deaf, or vice versa. And yes, and then the whole story unfolds from there. Soon, Sydney finds herself captivated by her mysterious and attractive neighbor Ridge. She can't take her eyes off him or stop listening to the passionate way he plays his guitar every evening out on his balcony. And there's something about Sydney that Ridge can't ignore either. They soon find themselves needing each other in more ways than one. So yeah, I can't wait. Sounds like a cute little romance. Then we have Heartbones. I have no idea what this one is about, so I'm just gonna read the back cover. It says, Bea comes from a life of poverty and neglect. Samson from a family of wealth. When the two find themselves spending the summer as neighbors, they soon realize money is one of the few things they don't have in common. Their bond is too intense to ignore, but with only the summer separating them from the start of their new lives on opposite ends of the country, Bea and Samson decide to stay in the shallow end of a summer fling. What they don't realize is that the rip current is coming and it's about to drag both their hearts out to sea. Oof, okay, summer romance. I feel like this one was also self-published at first, but yes, I like the cover, but it doesn't really strike me as very summery, if that makes sense. But yeah, so this one is very popular and it's Reminders of Him. It says here, a young mother fights to earn a place in her child's life, but is there a room for her? After serving 5 years in prison for a tragic mistake, Kenna Rowan returns to the town where it all went wrong, hoping to reunite with her 4-year-old daughter, but the bridges Kenna burned are proving impossible to rebuild. Everyone in her daughter's life is determined to shut Kenna out, no matter how hard she works to prove herself. The only person who hasn't closed the door on her completely is Ledger Ward, a local bar owner and one of the few remaining links to Kenna's daughter. But if anyone were to discover how Ledger is slowly becoming an important part of Kenna's life, both would risk losing the trust of everyone important to them. The two form a connection despite the pressure surrounding them, but as their romance grows, so does the risk. Kenna must find a way to absolve the mistakes of her past in order to build a future out of hope and healing. Okay, this seems like a more mature adult book by Miss Colleen Hoover. I think it's one of her recent releases as well, so I've been hearing online a lot that her books and her writing has been improving with every book that's being released. So I'm almost tempted to read her books chronologically at this point, just to see if I can notice this evolution in writing. Okay, so then we have It Ends With Us. This is also a very popular and beloved book by Madame Colleen Hoover, and I believe a sequel is actually coming out in the fall, and I already pre-ordered it because I feel like I'm gonna enjoy this one. So let me just read you the back end. It says, Lily hasn't always had it easy, but that's never stopped her from working hard for the life she wants. She's come a long way from the small town in Maine where she grew up. She graduated from college, moved to Boston, and started her own business. So when she feels a spark with a gorgeous neurosurgeon named Ryle Kincaid, everything in Lily's life suddenly seems almost too good to be true. Ryle is assertive, stubborn, maybe even a little arrogant. He's also sensitive, brilliant, and has a total soft spot for Lily. But Ryle's complete aversion to relationship is disturbing. As questions about her new relationship overwhelm her, so do thoughts of Atlas Corrigan, her first love and a link to the past she left behind. He was her kindred spirit, her protector. When Atlas suddenly reappears, everything Lily has built with Ryle is threatened. With this bold and deeply personal novel, Colleen Hoover delivers a heart-wrenching story that breaks exciting new ground for her as a writer. It ends with us as an unforgettable tale of love that comes at the ultimate price. Oh my god, okay, drama, I love this. I want to read this really badly now. Okay, so then I got her Hopeless series, and I'm just gonna read the back end of this one because I don't want to spoil the other two books, which is Losing Hope and Finding Cinderella. So Hopeless is about two young people with devastating pasts who embark on a passionate, intriguing journey to discover the lessons of life, love, trust, and above all, the healing power that only truth can bring. Sky, a senior in high school, meets Dean Holder, a guy with a promiscuous reputation that rivals her own. From their very first encounter, he terrifies and captivates her. Something about him sparks memories of her deeply troubled past. At times, she's tried so hard to bury. Though Sky is determined to stay far away from him, his unwavering pursuit and enigmatic smile breaks down her defenses, and the intensity of the bond between them grows. But the mysterious Holder has been keeping secrets of his own, and once they are revealed, Sky is changed forever, and her ability to trust may be a casualty of the truth. Sounds good! This one, again, was one of the very popular ones in high school. I remember everyone reading. I have never read it either, so I can't wait to finally read it. Obviously, I feel like this is not going to be as good as it would have been if I read it when I was younger, but we never know. Maybe I might enjoy it, or at least enjoy parts of it. Then I got slammed, but I don't know what the hell happened with the rest of this series. It's like missing. Maybe I don't have it, maybe I do. I'm gonna have to try to look at my Goodreads, but Slam is the first book in another series. It says, following the unexpected death of her father, 18-year-old Lakin becomes the rock for both her mother and her younger brother. She appears resilient and tenacious, but inside she's losing hope. Then she meets her new neighbor Will, a handsome 21-year-old whose mere presence leaves her flustered and whose passion for poetry slams thrills her. Oh, this is about slam poetry, love that. Not long after a heart-stopping first date during which each recognizes something profound and familiar in the other, they are slammed to the core when a shocking discovery brings their new relationship to a sudden halt. Daily interactions become impossibly painful as they struggle to find a balance between the feelings that pull them together and the forces that tear them apart. Only through the poetry they share are they able to speak the truth that is in their hearts and imagine a future where love is cause for celebration, not regret. Ooh, I love that this is about slam poetry. I think this one's gonna be one of my favorites. I just need to find where the second book has gone off to. Then we have another highly acclaimed novel, Confess, and it's about Auburn Reed has lost everything important to her. In her fight to rebuild her shattered life, she has her goals in sight and there is no room for mistakes. But when she walks into a Dallas art studio in search for a job, she doesn't expect to find a deep attraction to the enigmatic artist who works there, Owen Gentry. Is it me, or like it's the same kind of storyline recycled over and over again? Like, as in, like the back summary is like, this girl, shattered life, meets this boy, mysterious and also shattered life. Together, forces will align for them to love each other and be together, although they can't be together and they might not be together. Like, that's the whole spiel of her back summaries. But anyways, for once, Auburn takes a chance and puts her heart in control, only to discover that Owen is keeping a major secret from coming out. Always a secret. The magnitude of his past threatens to destroy everything Auburn loves most, and the only way to get her life back on track is to cut Owen out of it. Okay, see, I was right. November 9, however, is one that I'm really interested in reading. It says, Fallon meets Ben, an inspiring novelist. The day of her scheduled cross-country move, their untimely attraction leads them to spend Fallon's last day in LA together, and her eventful life becomes the creative inspiration Ben has always sought for his novel. Over time, and amidst the various relationships and true relations of their own separate lives, they continue to meet on the same date every year, until one day Fallon becomes unsure if Ben has been telling her the truth or fabricating a perfect reality for the sake of the ultimate plot twist. Can Ben's relationship with Fallon and simultaneously his novel be considered a love story if it ends in heartbreak? Now that sounds really good. Similarly, Verity also sounds very good to me. It says, Lowen Ashley is a struggling writer on the brink of financial ruin when she accepts the job offer of a lifetime. Jeremy Crawford, husband of best-selling author Verity Crawford, has hired Lowen to complete the remaining books in a successful series his injured wife is unable to finish. Lowen arrives at the Crawford home, ready to sort through years of Verity's notes and outlines, hoping to find enough material to get her started. What Lowen doesn't expect to uncover in the chaotic office is an unfinished autobiography Verity never intended for anyone to read. Page after page of bone-chilling admissions, including Verity's recollection of the night her family was forever altered. Oh my god, this one, I'm reading this like this month right now because I heard such great things and it's giving off like gothic vibes, like just by the atmosphere, and I can't wait to read this. Then we have Layla, and it says here, when Leeds meets Layla, he's convinced he'll spend the rest of his life with her until an unexpected attack leaves Layla fighting for her life. After weeks in the hospital, Layla recovers physically, but the emotional and mental scarring has altered the woman Leeds fell in love with. In order to put their relationship back on track, Leeds whisked Layla away to the bed and breakfast where they first met. Once they arrive, Layla's behavior takes a bizarre turn, and that's just one of many inexplicable occurrences. Feeling distant from Layla, Leeds soon finds solace in Willow, another guest of the B&B, with whom he forms a connection through their shared concern. As his curiosity for Willow grows, his decision to help her find answers puts him in direct conflict with Layla's well-being. Leeds soon realizes he has to make a choice because he can't help both of them, but if he makes the wrong choice, it could be detrimental for all of them. Another little love triangle, perhaps, and this time it's from a male POV. I don't know what to make of this one. I am gonna have to read it, I guess. And finally, we have here Without Merit. The Voss family is anything but normal, from the irritatingly perfect older siblings to the little half-brother who isn't allowed to do or eat anything fun. Then there's Merit. She collects trophies she hasn't earned and secrets her family forces her to keep. While browsing the local antique shop for another trophy, she meets Sagan. He's witty and idealistic and sparks renewed life into her, until she learns that he's completely unavailable. Merit retreats deeper into herself, watching her family from the sidelines when she learns a secret that no trophy in the world can fix. Fed up with the lies, Merit decides to shatter the happy family illusion that she's never been a part of, leaving them behind for good. But when her escape plan fails, Merit is forced to deal with the staggering consequences of telling the truth and losing the one boy she loves. Damn. Alright, so that was a lot to unpack there, and like I said, there is a formulaic pitch that helps sells these books. I'm not saying that they're not good, because I did fairly enjoy Ugly Love, I fairly enjoyed Too Late, All Your Perfects was really good, but honestly the ones that I'm really excited to read is Verity, Slam, and November 9, and yes, they all have to do with writers, and that's why maybe I'm the most excited to read those. But Layla also looks good, and It Ends With Us looks good, as well as Reminders of Him. But yeah, let me know which Colleen Hoover books that you have read and enjoyed or liked or even disliked. As always, feel free to share your thoughts, but don't, spoil anything for anyone down there. I will link all these books in the description, and I will be reading some Colleen Hoover in the next few months, so be prepared to see my thoughts and reactions and maybe a reading vlog if you'd like. But as always, if you like this video, like, comment, and subscribe. All readers and non-readers are more than welcome on my channel. My goal here is to inspire you to read more books and to help you find your next favorite book. If I get to do that, then great. I am so happy and I completed the goal of my channel. And if not, we'll work on it together. But for now, I'm gonna go and read Verity, and I will come back with an update in a later video. Goodbye!